It's now time for another exciting episode of Geezer on the Go. Welcome to Wisconsin. This is my home state. September is the perfect time of year for geezers like me to hit the road. And for me, the perfect place to start a nostalgic road trip is at the Elegant Farmer, just southwest of Milwaukee, near East Troy. They've got these apple orchards right across the street. And on weekends, they're open. It's a great place to bring the kids. I certainly remember it when I was a kid. Also on the weekend, they've got the trolleys that run into East Troy to the Trolley Museum. Also a very cool thing. Ultimately, the best thing about the Elegant Farmer is the fact that they've got any kind of food imaginable. The apple pies baked in a bag. They've got every kind of cheese curd imaginable. My favorite, the dill cheese curds. They've got tons of popcorn. When we walk in, there's just like a whole section of popcorn. They've got brats, they've got ham, they've got you name it, they've got it. Seriously, look at all this popcorn. Look at all the cheeses. They've got jams, they've got jellies, they've got spices, they've got all kinds of local fresh produce. This place is amazing. Looks like I found dinner. Apple pie in a bag and fresh cheese curds, the dill flavored kind. And their goat milk too. Ah, frozen custard. One of my favorite things about returning to Wisconsin is stopping at Kopp's or Gillis's for frozen custard. And after the frozen custard main course, I stop for dessert, an Italian sub at Cousins. For me, Brookfield is about nostalgia. It's about remembering the streets and neighborhoods where I grew up. Riding our bikes up to the gas station on Calhoun Road with a soda machine that if you knew how to hit it just right, you could get free sodas. Pretty much everything about Brookfield has changed. The streets are nearly unrecognizable from when I was a kid. What I wouldn't give to have a milkshake at Phillips Pharmacy. What I wouldn't give to buy a pack of baseball cards for a dime. I get it. Time moves on. Life moves forward. And changes happen without me. So as long as I'm being nostalgic, I think a visit back to the old student union at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee might be in order. I know. How about a beer at the Gas House? Or maybe not. Well, certainly the Eighth Note Coffee House must be open. Then again, maybe not. Well, at least the concourse of the student union is pretty much unchanged. I wonder if they still have bands play in the place with the worst possible acoustics. I wonder if UWM students still complain about their food choices. This is the food court. Back when I started at UWM, this was open air. This was not enclosed. They had a place called Brats on the Mall with just a big grill out there doing brats. And here was a shocker. The UWM bookstore no longer sells books. Okay, yes, you can order them online and pick them up, but they don't stock the shelves anymore. So yes, frozen custard. We had to make a stop at Kopp's over on Port Washington Road before heading to the Bavarian Beer House to see Pat McCurdy. This is a great outdoor venue, and they host an Oktoberfest for several weeks each September, and it's a great place to reconnect with old friends.
All summer long, all summer long. One more time. All summer long, your turn. All summer long. Beautiful. All summer long, all summer long.
Another one of my favorite spots is Lakefront Brewery. This is always a great place to bring friends or family members visiting from out of town. They charge $12 for the tour, but it's totally worth it. A lot of fun.
Here's everyone, I'm going to place my bone. I like it too. Thanks for grasping on. You don't want to drop that thing. Now, with the power vested in me by Russell J. Klisch, I'm going to dub Cameron here. What is it, noon? 12 o'clock, Friday afternoon, brewery tour, Funky! Woo!
Welcome to Lakefront Brewery in Milwaukee and the Beer Line.
So the next day after the brewery tour, we decided it would be a good opportunity to show just how sophisticated we were by heading down to the Third Ward Art Festival and having brunch at the Wicked Hop.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Gieser, and I am here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, my hometown. Though I haven't been here in about 30 years, been living out in Portland, but loving the changes here. It's amazing. I would come back and live here in a heartbeat. Love Milwaukee.
And with the Brewers in town, how could I not go to a Brewers game? It was Ryan Braun bobblehead day, and the Brewers came back to win 6-5. It was one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
Holy shit!
The following day, we had the opportunity to take in this Vincent van Gogh exhibition, which very conveniently for me just happened to be right across the street from the Hilton where I was staying. So this last painting kind of reminded me of the pool table at the Uptowner, my favorite bar in Milwaukee. Thank you, Maria, for joining me for both the exhibition and also for a couple of drinks at the Uptowner. We got the band back together. The next day I took the trek over to Scortino's Bakery on Brady Street. This has been one of my favorite places to come ever since I was a kid. My mom used to take me there, and they've got the most incredible Italian breads and hard rolls and Italian cookies. And, I made it a point of ordering a couple of cannoli to go, and I just absolutely love this place. And of course, early fall is the perfect time to road trip in Wisconsin. I took a couple of days. I drove north along Lake Michigan up to Door County. Amazing. How gorgeous is this? Wisconsin corn, early September. Gotta love it. Greetings, fellow geezers. Welcome to Estabrook Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're just down the steps from the German beer garden here in Estabrook Park. And this is one of my favorite spots to come here in the summertime, early fall. The weather's perfect. It's low 70s and the river is roaring behind me, and it's a good day. Like all good things, even the best road trips must come to an end. But before I left town, I made sure I stopped at some of my favorite places, like Usinger's, the German sausage place that's been around since 1884. This is another one of those places that I remember coming to with my mom as a kid, and it's always one of my favorite places to stop. And right next door to Usinger's is one of my other favorite places to stop, the Wisconsin Cheese Mart. They've got a great selection of cheeses, and personally, I love the aged cheddars they've got. I bought some 15-year aged cheddar, and this stuff is amazing. It's extra, extra sharp, crumbly, just wonderful cheese. Sadly, on this trip, I didn't get a chance to stop at the Old German Beer Hall. This is pretty much right across the street from Usinger's and just around the corner from the Fiserv Forum, home of the world champion Milwaukee Bucks. I did stop at Gillis's for frozen custard one more time, and that was awesome. And finally, I stopped for a super slice of pepperoni and sausage pizza at Rocky Rococo. So finally, as I drove south along I-94, there was one last iconic Wisconsin image. Until next time, keep it cheesy, fellow geezers.